Well, friends, before I go on to the main subject and start my slides, I'll make a very fervent and sincere appeal to all the participants to kindly refrain from raising any political issues or any political comments or any discussions during your question or session. Now, before going on to the webinar, let me just share with you what topics I'm going to cover in this. First and foremost is the crisis. What is crisis? Then what are the major crises in the world? Elements of crisis, identification of hazards, risk assessment, risk quantification, which gains very important role in this, risk rating, crisis management, fault tree analysis, Jory's window, and case studies. The main introduction part, business continuity planning. This is a very important plan any organization to meet with this ethical requirements should do. While a crisis will undoubtedly cause a significant disruption to an organization, a business continuity plan can help minimize the disruption. I'll give you a few examples. Like Johnson & Johnson were a very good company. It had a product called Tylenol. Way back in 1962, one murderer, one negative person, he added 65 milligrams of cyanide to some Tylenol capsules on the store shelves, thereby killing 7 people, including 3 persons in one single family. Johnson & Johnson recalled and destroyed immediately. You look at the ethical part of the organization. They destroyed 31 million capsules at a cost of $100 million. So that is the kind of action which is required to be done. Their affable CEO by name James Burke appeared on television, all the ads and the news conferences informing the consumers of the company's actions. That 31 million capsules have already been destroyed. Then tamper-resistant packaging was rapidly introduced and Tylenol sales swiftly bounced back to a normal near crisis level. People gain confidence that here is a CEO who can himself say what's gone wrong rather than hiding the things. He had come out in the open. And he also told his action that the tainted Tylenol capsules he had destroyed. Johnson & Johnson again. Now coming to the crisis management plan, how should we develop it? We should first look at the activities in the plant or in the mine or in the organization. Then do the hazard identification. Which are the activities and what hazard they can lead to. Then those hazards, they lead to certain risk. What are they? You have to list them out, you have to evaluate them, and you have to prioritize them. Put them in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the controls. What are the controls we have on them? And finally, the action plan, by which your final crisis management plan will come out. Crisis management, it has various stages: information stage, the assessment stage, and the action stage. Now, what is information stage? Now comes the most important part in the crisis management, that is the risk rating. Everyone should pay proper attention to this. If you have any question, you can keep writing, ask me afterwards. Gentlemen, I'll show you 10 pictures here. Very keenly have a look at them. First one is a banana peel. Second one, this bungee jumping. Bungee jumping, you must be all aware probably that the person will tie a rope either to his ankles or to his stomach and jump from a high platform into a river. Goes down, takes the dive and comes back with his own force, with a recoil. Comes back to the same platform. That's called bungee jumping. Very risky sport. In the Zimbabwe River, it happens very frequently. And there have been a couple of cases. Because there are alligators and all that in the river. As you go down and your bungee breaks, which happened in one case, I remember very well. In one case, one lady was doing bungee jumping and bungee broke. Legs were tied, but she was very daring. She somehow managed to swim across alligators were there already, came out safely. By the time the rescuers reached there, they saw the bungee breaking, they jumped into it, but then before that, she was out. So it's a very, very risky sport. Here you find a child fiddling with the medicines, not knowing what is what, he's just playing. This is a rock jumping. One gentleman is jumping from one rock to another, taking all the risk, or maybe it's his passion. Lightning. A person steps over a tack barefoot. An ashtray left in the bed. And a lady with high heels is standing on top of the step stool and doing the work. Imagine how risky it could be. A little slip anywhere, or a little slip of her sandal, she could land in trouble. Very, very risky sport is your bullfight, where number of deaths have occurred. It regularly happens even now. This is the bullet, which you can put in a gun or put in a pistol and fire. These were the 10 pictures I have shown you, ladies and gentlemen. Ashtray on a bed, a bullfight, rock jumping, a bullet, on the step ladder, child with medicines, lightning, stepping on a tack, banana peel, bungee jumping. Now, offhand, what would you feel is the most risky of them? Now, this is where the question of prioritization and the risk rating comes in. We must know out of this list of 10, suppose they are the 10 risks in my company and my organization. How would I know which is the most risky in them? Which is the second one? Which is the third one? I will show you the method now by which you can definitely pinpoint this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. Don't go by the numbers in the left-hand column. They're all the ranks. But I'll give you the numbers now. Here it is. Here you can very clearly see. Gentlemen, the most important part now is the cost of implementation of crisis management plan. You have gone through the crisis management, you have gone through the risk rating, you have developed the whole thing, and now you are going to implement it in your company. I have done that in the same company that I was mentioning about. And how to do it, how to go about it. The implementation of the cost of the crisis management plan is done by a process called Jory's window. That you analyze all the risks, cost them. Once you have done the risk analysis, risk prioritization, you do the risk costing. That if for this particular type of risk, this particular type of item, I need so-and-so equipment, what will be their cost? I need so-and-so room, what will be their cost? I need so-and-so plan, what will be their cost? I need so many Motorola handsets, what will be their cost? So each item, you list out the cost and then put in 4 quadrants. These quadrants are demarcated into low and high risk and low and high cost. Once you put in these quadrants, you will notice in the top left-hand corner, it is low risk, high cost. Right side is low risk, low cost. In the bottom left is high risk, high cost, and bottom right is high risk, low cost. Invariably, most of the organization, they start with high risk, low cost. Well, it's a phased manner. You have to invest a lot of money. About 20-30 crores was in that organization. They have to invest a lot of money. So they started with high risk, low cost. Okay, risk is high, cost is low. Let's start with this. We have to do all, but do in such a manner that it balances out during the year, and you are not burdened with a particular cost all of a sudden. Start with the high risk, low cost, then go to comfortably low risk, low cost. Of course, that's not much useful. Most useful is the high risk, high cost. Risk is very high, cost is also high. Then low risk, high cost, no problem. So you divide the whole thing into 4 quadrants, then do proper tabulation in your Excel sheet and total up the total cost, how much it is going to cost, and then arrive at that, and then go in a phased manner for the implementation. So this is how the implementation of the risk is done.